Training your eye to see stories everywhere is one of the most important skills in street photography. It is also one of the most misunderstood. Many beginners believe great street photographs depend on rare events or dramatic scenes. In reality, strong street photography comes from learning how to recognize meaning in ordinary life. The street is full of stories, but most of them are quiet. They exist in gestures, expressions, relationships, and environments. Training your eye means learning to notice these elements before lifting the camera. It starts with attention. Most people move through public spaces focused on their destination. A street photographer moves with awareness. You observe how people occupy space. You notice who is waiting, who is rushing, who is disconnected, and who is engaged. These behaviors are visual clues that hint at larger stories. Light is one of the strongest storytelling tools available. Light reveals, hides, separates, and connects. Training your eye means noticing how light interacts with people and architecture. A beam of light isolating a subject can suggest loneliness. Soft light wrapping around a group can suggest intimacy. The story often begins with light. Backgrounds matter just as much as subjects. A strong street photograph often shows a relationship between a person and their environment. Advertising, signage, architecture, and reflections can add layers of meaning. Training your eye means seeing the frame as a whole, not just the main subject. Another key skill is recognizing contrast. Contrast can be visual, emotional, or symbolic, old and new, stillness and motion, wealth and struggle, humor and seriousness. When contrasting elements appear together, they naturally suggest a story. Your job is to notice them before they disappear. Training your eye also involves anticipation. Stories unfold over time. By observing patterns in movement and behavior, you begin to predict moments before they happen. A person approaching a pool of light, two paths about to cross, a gesture about to peak. Anticipation turns observation into storytelling. Repetition is a powerful teacher. Walking the same streets repeatedly sharpens perception. Familiar locations reveal patterns you would miss as a visitor. Over time, you start to recognize recurring characters, routines, and moods. These repeated observations help you see deeper stories rather than surface moments. Emotion plays a central role. Stories resonate when they reflect feelings people recognize: joy, boredom, tension, curiosity, isolation. Training your eye means learning to read body language and facial expressions without judgment. Small gestures often communicate more than dramatic actions. Another important shift is moving from subject-driven thinking to relationship-driven thinking. Instead of asking what is interesting, ask what is happening between elements in the frame. A person and a shadow, a face and a sign, a crowd and a single individual. Relationships create narrative. Your personal experiences shape what you notice. Training your eye also means becoming aware of your biases and interests. Pay attention to the images you are drawn to. Over time, patterns emerge. These patterns are clues to your personal visual voice. Distraction is the enemy of seeing. Phones, noise, and internal thoughts pull attention away from the present moment. Training your eye requires presence. Sometimes the best practice is walking without shooting, simply observing how scenes form and dissolve. As your eye develops, you stop forcing photographs. You recognize moments more quickly and with less effort. The camera becomes a response, not a search tool. This is when street photography begins to feel natural and intuitive. Training your eye is not about seeing more. It is about seeing better. When you learn to recognize stories everywhere, no street feels empty and no moment feels insignificant. The world becomes a continuous source of visual narrative waiting for your attention.